Welcome to Player Rating Show. Manchester United 0, Newcastle 0. It's going to be interesting, this really, isn't it? Because it was kind of flat, but, you know, when you dissect 90 minutes, you've got to take the emotion out of it, or agendas. You know, there's a couple of here, you know. Yeah, I know who you're looking at him for about.
Well, we all know you sit on the fence, so we all know you're.
No. I got no agenda. I will call it as I see it. In a disappointing draw. Let's start at your favourite place, though, where we have to start.
Yeah.
In goal, David De Gea.
It's a good segue. Average game today, Flex and Faz. Average game. Again, when you have a clean sheet, you can't overly criticise him.
Yeah,
you know, he's and yes, okay, a few bad passes, but a few good passes under pressure today as well. And just looked like they were trusting him more with the ball in general. I think he had a lot of more times in this game where the ball was at his feet, which is different. They seem to trust him in that build-up. It looks a little bit different with the two centre-backs right next to him, but and Newcastle today played free in the press. They had free high up, trying to cause. Yeah, they were ready. So I'll give him maybe a 6. You know, he wasn't terrible, and he was all right. 6.
Yeah, I agree. I think David De Gea is one of the problems we'll need to look at eventually, if and when in the pecking order that comes. But today he didn't cost us a goal, and he wasn't the reason why we didn't get a goal. So just 6s I'm perfectly okay with.
Yeah, I agree. I myself in my seat was huffing and puffing a little bit just at the time it takes him to release the ball sometimes. Sometimes he was trying to hit Luke Shaw, and it's that classic, if it was Ederson or Alisson, just because that's the benchmark. If David De Gea has it at his feet and wants to hit Luke Shaw, if he fizzes it in and fizzes it correctly, then we can play out. But sometimes if you take too long and you loft that pass, you give that winger the chance to be able to run out there and close him down. But that was my only gripe. Other than that, like you said, didn't have no saves to make, didn't make any big mistakes. So yeah, I think a 6 is fair. Diogo Dalot.
It's a weird one. I would give him a 5. I didn't see him to. I think, in all honesty, I think he's tired. The fatigue is getting to him.
In a hell of a lot of games, isn't it, man?
Yeah, and I know player ratings are solely based on what today is, but I could just see the tiredness in him today. He did a few things where he was trying to get himself out of trouble, trying to find space for David De Gea at times, but other than that, he didn't really do much. The only thing with him, was it him that got challenged? Or I think not challenged. He beat few players and he was through on goal.
Yeah, and he opted not to shoot.
He opted not to
and
shoot.
Everyone just
If he took the shot, I would have given him a 6, because that shows me that you're taking a chance and a risk in a crucial, vital moment of the game where you could have, in essence, won us the game if that was on target. If that was a decent shot, so I'll give him 5.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, a lot of mistakes in his game in the first half, I think. And again, that just speaks volumes of the fatigue and lots of games. But, you know, he's coming to his own in this shape, and he's playing well at times in spurts. But today could have been a lot better performance. I think he picked up the first yellow card for us as well. 5.
Yeah, I agreed. I think he's looking leggy. He's making a few mistakes, a little bit of... Not rustiness is creeping in, but it's weird because it's rustiness, but not rustiness from not playing. It's like rust from just not clean with what you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think he's playing a lot of games and he's just can't maintain like a flat level, you know, throughout the game. There's like good bits and bad bits. Let's go into centre backs. Let's talk about Rafael Varane.
7. I'm going to give him a 7. I'll give both centre-backs a 7, but let's stick with Varane right now.
Okay.
Fantastic today. Again, when a team keeps a clean sheet, for me, to be honest with you. That just shows that obviously everything was done right defensively. We didn't offer them too many chances. The big thing that they had was a free kick.
Yeah.
We was giving away a lot of free kicks, though.
Loads. Very, very silly.
We were giving away a lot of silly free kicks. But again, I wouldn't put credit to him to that. One big penalty moment that I think he's at fault for, potentially, that they had for Callum Wilson, but it looked a bit soft. I think he was part of that, but otherwise, 7.
Yeah, I agree. And
with Martin at both, 7 for both.
I agree. It's weird giving 7 in a game where it's 0-0, but they both showed the partnership once they come back on. I like Varane, you know, he's trying to get the crowd behind him again. I like, obviously, Martinez extremely well when he wins the ball back. Really patient when he needs to sit there and just wait for someone to do something. He doesn't rush in like Maguire or something. He just knows exactly how to read. So yeah, 7 is fine.
I potentially would have given them 2 6s. I know you say I sit on the fence. I'm off it today. Do you know what? I'm not going to contest 7 like mad, but I just felt like Varane, his distribution, he kept trying to clip that ball to Sancho, like that diagonal ball. It's actually ironically one that Maguire does in his sleep. That's the only thing you could say he's actually good. You know, the main thing is that switch of play with time, and the radar was just a little bit off. And a couple of times Martinez, I just felt defensively fine, 100%, and they've kept the clean sheet, so I'm not going to argue too much against 7. But on the ball a couple of times, just waiting too long, just going back quite a lot, sideways quite a lot, when he could have just fizzed it into Luke Shaw or to Jadon Sancho a couple of times. But I hold him up here with that, so maybe I'm being a bit too picky, but I probably would have went with 2 6s, but 7's fine. Luke Shaw, solid for you? Or?
Yeah. Again, did well. He was trying his bit. He made himself available going forward.
Yes.
I like his battle with Trippier. I saw that he was being physical. At the start, I was like, wow, Newcastle trying to play this physical game. And then I saw Shaw started giving it back. And I was like, yes, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Get physical, get behind when you need to, go forward when you need to, and support your winger. And that's what he did. So I think I'd give him a 6. I would have pushed it to a 7. I think if he managed to create a bit more chances, but it just didn't happen. So a 6 is fine.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, we can move into midfield now.
Yeah.
Casemiro.
6 as well. Underwhelming at times, but then made up for his mistakes when he did make them. Big, strong tackles, and that's a big feature of his game. But again, it wasn't particularly special, so 6.
Could have got a great assist near the end there, outside the boot ball to Rashford for the header. Would have been a different story, but obviously, like I said, that didn't happen. How was Casemiro today?
Yeah, same.
Bit of both.
Yeah,
starting to find his feet. Where were you at?
At one point of the game, he nearly took some.
2 tackles in a row, innit? And the second one, I was like, oof.
But I think he got the yellow card it makes sense. I think it was a bit harsh tackle, but
classic Casemiro.
That's what I say. Exactly what I want. Keep more of that. Do more of that. I think the ball playing side and etc. That's never been part of his game, but it'll come through. I'm sure Ten Hag will work on it. 6 is fair for me.
Okay. Staying with you, midfield as well. Fred.
Oh God, you had to. Yes, I would.
All right. Well, I could. He was a player today. I know you might think he wasn't. But...
Really bad, and I don't know. 3. I give him a 3 because there were bits where he was trying to. I like Fred's work ethic.
Yeah, you can't fault that.
Deny him for that. He does work hard. He does try. He does try and move the ball, but. Today, I just saw that he didn't have a bit of the IQ, whether that's because he's not been playing first-team football with the first team in games. Maybe that's the case. So he looked like he's, out of sync from everyone. But yeah, I think a 3. I'm being very fair with the 3.
Yeah, only because I'm a little bit nicer than Faz at times. 4, but frustrating.
Only because you're just a better person than Faz, basically.
frustrating.
You hear that? That's shit. Only just because I'm a bit nicer than Faz,
You wanted to do a David De Gea agenda on his 500th appearance.
Yeah, you shut that down earlier. That's Faz defending someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it.
Let me say, Pop Smoke's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but frustrating Fred today. 4. Just, all the key moments in the game came to him and just doesn't have that quality in the final third. We want, quality. We want to perfect opportunities at times, and he just wasn't able to create them. So,
Bruno.
Again, that's a never poor. He kind of just went under the radar a little bit because he wasn't
doing that a lot recently.
Yeah, he wasn't very wasteful. I mean, he is our captain, but he's on the floor a lot, complaining too much for us at Old Trafford. We want you to go and carry the game for us. I'll give him a 5. Super average today, and I really expected more from him today.
I would give him a 6. Simply because he didn't try too many Hollywood passes. He didn't try and do too many superhero runs. He kept it tidy. He tried to do his... He was very physical. Again, that's typical Bruno. Did his work.
He's going to fight for everything. Yeah, I know that.
I think, and you know what? They were very physical on him today as well. The head challenges, colliding with his shins and etc. So I think a 6 is fair. He kept it tidy and he didn't try and overdo things. So yeah.
I'd have gone with a 5. But again, there's not much in it. I just think... Just feels like he's just coasting through games. I'm not really seeing enough. I'm not seeing him on the ball. I'm not seeing him making those crucial passes. I'm not seeing...
Arrest in order, maybe? What do you think? Arrest? Is he due arrest?
I can't see Ten Hag giving him one, especially now Christian Eriksen. Was Christian Eriksen ill or injured? What?
I heard.
I feel like, is that what he said? Yeah. All right. Okay. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. But right now we need more from him. And the other Bruno, was trying to get on the ball and make things. He wasn't amazing, but I just think it was a game of poor quality within the midfield. Actually, to be fair. But okay, fair enough. A 5. Let's go to the forward line, Anthony.
Great bits of skill. Roasted Dan Burn today. Had him on toast. First half, very good quality. Even in the second half, it looked like he picked up a bit of an injury, which is a bit of an issue. But 6, I'll give him a 6. Played well in spurts, but again, just that final quality that we're talking about, the crossing. With Ronaldo, just a bit over him. A lot of crosses, not beating the first man. In open play in the second half. Just needs that final third quality. And then even the shots that he's taken in the first half. We just need to be a lot more tidy and a lot more clinical, sharp, killer instinct in the final third. But we didn't have it today.
I 100% agree with you. I like the fact that you brought up that as well, because it's easy to get kind of blinded with the nutmegs and the great feet, and those are parts of his expression, 100%. But the other side still needs to come along, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I agree. I'm one of those. I'll get carried away when he does a nutmeg.
Yeah, because you're Yoga Bonito.
Yeah, 100%. But you have to consider he kept trying to do that outside the foot, cross
use your right foot
again and again and again. When he cuts in, I don't know why he doesn't try and shoot or try and play someone in. He does something where it's like he just recycles again and again. And when he does beat someone, it's like, whoa! Now you're through on goal. Going out. One of the situations I think he should have just kept running and try and maybe beat the keeper in the near post or something, but he decided to cut back in again, and it gets frustrating. I'm not going to talk about his price tag, but we do know his quality, and he's building something. You can see him getting a bit more confident on the pitch, and he just needs to keep going. But the fact is, we don't have a killer number 9 in there. We don't. And he doesn't have someone to feed the ball to anyways. His crosses, you can say, yeah, they're poor, but if they were on the mark, I don't think a lot of them go in. So
okay, last couple quickly. Jadon Sancho.
5 for me. A lot of the times I'm seeing him not in the game. I just don't know. I saw him in a 10 position at one point. I saw him come in the middle when Rashford came on at one point. I'm not asking you to be a man, but do something more. It just, again, he goes in, comes back. He goes in a bit, looks like he's going to do, then comes back. It's just the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm worried for him. We're not going to get Dortmund Sancho anytime soon. Still coming into his own. I'll give him a 5. Very average today. I don't even want to speak too much on him.
Ronaldo.
Played a poor midweek in the Europa League for me, and today he's just looking his age now a little bit. He had a period like that last season. He just started to look his age. 6.
6 at best, Ronaldo?
No, 5.
No.
I would have even given him a 4, in all honesty. We know his quality. We know his caliber. Nobody can critique him more than him himself. There were chances today, for example, where I think he could have taken a shot on his left foot, got fouled or fell over or whatever, but you see he's not got that same killer instinct in him. The ball has to be pinpoint precise on his head every time, and this is why we keep complaining about Anthony's crosses, but it's not going to be that case. Sometimes you need a forward who's going to be finding and meeting the ball, and the crosses are not going to be 100%. So I just think, I just saw him being a bit slow, being a bit lackluster at times. Yeah, just not really happy, to be honest.
Okay, and to finish off, Marcus Rashford was a sub, and nearly Ten Hag's record of bringing on subs to affect the game nearly continued. Probably should have continued with the chance that he had, and he laid on a great chance for Fred. So he had an impact again, Marcus Rashford. Didn't start the game today, but what would you give him out of
10? Well, Ten Hag's got the Midas touch, firstly, with these super subs. But for Rashford, he had 2 moments, and he just looked like, when he came on, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is what a Man United striker should be doing. Always looking to get on behind and position himself correctly for moments. Had 2 big moments today. I would give him maybe a 5 because it wasn't that much time for him to come on. But if he'd scored, maybe a 6 or 7.
You have a 5?
No, I'd give him higher. I'd give him a 6 or 7 because as soon as he came on, that game came alive. You saw him trying to create a chance. You saw him. Obviously, that header didn't go in, but he was that guy when he came on. He was the person that looked like he could have tilted the game for us. And it's a shame it didn't happen because if he did, we would have been giving him an 8 or 9 in essence because of a super sub. So yeah, I'd say a 6 or 7 is fair.
Lastly, Ten Hag.
Set us up to win the game. We created opportunities in the game, with the players that we had, maybe puts the best team out, set us up to win, try to, change the dynamic of the team when we were looking poor up front. That was our issue, puts Rashford on, and then we create 2 chances. I'll give him a 7. Not much of, perfectly said. I think I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree. After considering the bench, because I was frustrated, why you're not bringing someone else? And then it's like, oh wait, no McTominay, no Eriksen. What can you do? You can't expect to bring on the youth in a game like this. So I think he did his best. He put out the exact squad that we hoped for him to put out. I thought maybe at one point he was going to bring Malacia on and do something a bit crazy, swap some players around, but he didn't. I'd give him a 6 in all honesty. I think the only thing, Rashford should have come on a bit earlier.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying he should have started, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and most importantly, drop a view and your comments in the boxes below to let us know if these guys are outlandish or whether they're about right this time. I know player ratings is something that always generates so much debate, especially with these two. We'll see you all again very, very soon for another video. Peace.